when I went to go visit Mam Letta the other day, she was speaking about the importance of the union. So I'll let you talk about that. But for me, I think what's always been important from the very beginning was to read my contracts, to have a lawyer to read my contracts.
Was this from the beginning?
From the very beginning. I think, well, I think what I would, well, here's one thing. When we were Jackknife, we got chowed. We got chowed there.
The truth comes out. Yeah?
We did get chowed there. I think from that song, I probably made about 3,000 rand over the years.
But who gave you the wake-up call, though, that you know that you're actually being chowed?
The person who gave us the wake-up call ended up being the guy who was also chowing us. So you've also got to be careful of people who are talking fast in this industry because everybody's talking. But so straight after that, we knew that, you know, we have to get lawyers and have, you know, somebody read our contracts, explain our contracts to us. And for us to know what we want out of that contract is the most important thing. But the thing about this industry is that it's also, it falls towards the record companies. The record companies always make more money out of our creativity than we do. And that's why in this present day, a lot of young artists just do their stuff independently and then try and distribute it in some other way because they can't afford to give up their masters or, you know, give up so much of their percentage of their work to someone else. So the contract is really important. And the other thing that's important is having a financial advisor. I've always had a financial advisor, always put my money away, and having investments, you know what I mean? For me, that's the main, because our business is not, what's the word I'm looking for? Like you can't be sure about what's going to happen. You can't say just because I had a hit this year, I'm gonna be here 20 years from now. Nobody knows that. There's a lot of great, incredible artists who are sitting at home with no work whatsoever. So it's not even about how talented you are, because that's not the thing. But so when you do get that chance to make some money, you have to plan for it.
Yes, you have to.
You know, have to plan for it, yeah.
You have to.
But you were talking to us about
the unions.
About being in the US and how the union was actually quite an important part of how you navigated the business and protected you a lot.
Yeah, it's something that I've always wished that in South Africa we develop, you know, because, for instance, when I arrived at the airport, there was already an agent that said to me, you know, you cannot come and play here in any club without you signing this piece of paper that says you are a member of the union. So from the airport, I was driven straight to the office of the agent, and I was told this is the form that you sign, and I read it, and I was given a card. Now you remember, and you have to pay dues every month, you know, and that's how I learned. But as time went on, I was able to realize how important this union was.
Yeah.
Because it protects you, the artist, from producers, you know, Mbulu abafuna ukudlela imali. And it protects also the producer from you.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't come to the show on time or you don't show up at all, you pay a fee as an artist. And also there's another aspect which I very much like. The musicians, if you're a musician that plays an instrument, there's I'd say, like, let me make an example with Old Mutual. Let me say an example with Yamaha. Yamaha would say, since it's a group of you who want to buy instruments, I know that I can make a mint from you, but you'll get the instrument that you want, and you'll pay only 1%, you know, interest. So they were able to buy a lot of instruments, and they were able to supply instruments to a lot of artists, and we don't know that.
Don't have instruments.
They don't.
They can't afford the very instrument they play.
Exactly. And also when you travel to another country to perform, there's a contract that you take with you from your union, and your union says this artist needs X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
So it didn't matter where you go, you are protected. You were always protected by the union.
And this is good because it covers the small artists, so that even if, you know, you don't have to be, for instance, Casper Nyovest to get addressing.
It protects everyone.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
the big artists still have, they still have to be members of the union. And also another thing that is good about the union is that when you go to a record company, they want to see your contract.
Yeah.
You take it to the union, they read it, and they say, this is not the percentage that the union wants for this artist.
Yeah.
And they make sure that your percentage that you're supposed to get, you get.
Yes.
And even when, like I said earlier, when you're performing in a club or in a theater, they make sure that the stage is right, the lights are right, and nothing will fall on you.
Safety, yeah.
That's security, safety and security. All those aspects are in place. So union is very, very important, and nobody can rip you off when you have a union to protect.
So why do you think it's so difficult for us here in South Africa to establish a union? I know there's been some unions established, and then sometimes it's and there's quite a few of them.
Yeah.
Do you think it's important to just have one or many or?
No, I mean, in many countries, you have a union for the actors, you have a union for the performers,
Yeah.
and you have a union for visual arts, people who are into painting and all that. So they are different.
Yes.
But I'm talking about the union that protects us, the
Yes.
performing artists. We need it here. We have a lot of performing artists in South Africa, and very good ones. We need to do something about that. It's very important.
Yeah.
Yeah.